Okay, folks, good evening. Here we are again, and I do not know for how long I'm going to be on here because I had an extremely bad evening last night. Extremely bad. I got hit with insomnia and a massive neck ache that just would not go away. I literally was up from about 9:30 to 3 o'clock in the morning trying to go to sleep, and it's not like I could just watch TV or anything. I was literally sitting in the dark. So I think I narrowed down the pain in the neck to a couple different things. One of them being adjusting my chair up. Just 3 or 4 inches is enough to mess me up, but I'm sure it's a mixture of different things. But I'm probably not going to be on here more than an hour. I'm going to take it really easy and just see how it goes. Hey, Mr. Barnes. So that's where we're at. So we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday with like 1 hour of freaking sleep. I'm actually not that tired considering. We'll just see how this plays out. I know that these instructions on this thing are highly suspect. We already built one of these and they are incorrect on several things. We're going to do a double flip here and rotate this, and you guys should be. And let me put baby in the corner over here. Okay. All right. Shouldn't be quoting a movie I've never seen. Okay. Let me get my mechanical pencil out here. We did all of section 1. It's complete. All right, so we go to section 2, and all right, we need to put these C20. I'm actually going to mark these things off as I put them on there, just to make sure that I don't miss anything here. We're going to put these C21s, I think, are going to be in the way of everything else. So C21, there's one here, there's one there. Let's cut both of them out. You now hold a 100% win rate at DBA adjacent games. I won a learning game of Hot with only 2 real instances of deciphering Barkerese. DBA adjacent games, meaning Hot is like a DBA adjacent game. What would be another one? DBN? Good. It can only go downhill from here. Let's take the readers off. Let's put the super readers off. Holy smokes. Okay, what piece are we looking for? C21. You put your victory down. Part the tactics I absorbed from your DVA videos. Good. I don't know if you can learn that much from my videos if you haven't played the game a lot, but they were fun to do, you know. It's hard to kind of put, it's kind of hard to put my finger on, you know, why I left DBA. There's many reasons. But guys still played, I guess, last night. You know, I'm not poo-pooing anybody for playing it. I'm just, it's keeping me from doing stuff I really want to do, and people aren't showing up to play it in the droves. That, not even in the droves, just, I have too many instances of, all right, you're in the area, I'll be there at the next convention, and they don't show up. So there's like no way to grow the community. And I just don't have the energy to do this and the other thing. So It's all good. Sure enough, there was no DBA at Historicon because we didn't go to run any. So. But I don't really have anything bad to say about the rules. It's not like, oh, they suck. No, I enjoyed them for a long time. I'm just got tired of dealing with situations that couldn't be solved. People that were experts yet had never really played the game, but they'd read the rules and had a hard on for arguing. And other people that just, oh yeah, I'll be right there, and they just never showed up. So. Okay, here's the two C21s, and they go in these little spots right here. Oh no, I saw that in an issue of Courier there's in fact a DBA variant for World War II skirmish. Well, that's a fucking disaster. DBA and World War II skirmish shouldn't be used in the same sentence. There is a lot of World War II skirmish games, and very few I would even consider giving the time of day. But then I am very particular about that genre. Okay, so we've got the two C21s complete. Okay, the arm on one side is C32, the arm on the other side is C33. So let's go ahead and do 32. That's the nearsighted one first. And too many people are also on a crusade. Oh, you play that game? You're an idiot. You need to play this one. No, I don't care. You enjoy something else. There's a reason why you must enjoy how to do it, you know? Yeah, I'm not dealing with deciphering Phil's rules again. And I don't have anything but nice things to say about Phil. I generally think he's brilliant. It's just, you know, work has gotten too difficult. And it's not that I want a simple game. I just don't want a game that I have to try to figure out, and you know, and I can't. And I think I'm an above average intelligence. Maybe I'm wrong. I gotta be above average intelligence. The average person is really stupid. I shouldn't have to convince any of you guys of any of that stuff. And it's just like really frustrating to just go round and round and, you know. Yeah, it shouldn't be difficult to be better than the average person. Mr. Studio, welcome. And what's kind of distracted me is just the whole, are we moving? Are we not going to move? You know, I'm just like, almost like afraid of getting anything started and have to pack everything up. So that's why I'm kind of like doing what I'm working on now. The Wolfman of Malaysia. Malaysian Wolfman. Sounds like the chupacabra of Southeast Asia. All right, and then we have another 32. That's these two. And then do the same in the back, 32 and 33 again. Is that chupacabra a world-known phenomenon? Everybody knows about it? Man, these nipper things are great. Of course, I forgot to tell which one's which. This has got to be that one. And this one's got to be this one, just from the way that they point. It's the same one again. Yep. So this one goes in here. So I looked up some Japanese tanks the other day. I was trying to kind of get more knowledgeable about them than I am, which is not very knowledgeable. But they basically make the Italians' tanks seem stellar. Okay, so that's that. Okay, then we have C-20, that's these two. A pair of C-26s. The Chihas, the Hagos are the ones I think are really cute. Those cute little things. And they had an improvement. They had an improved ones. They had some improved one with 75 millimeter guns, and they left them on the home islands, you know, waiting for an invasion. Wonder if any of them were near Nagasaki or Hiroshima. Like, oop, that one didn't make it too well. What's the piece that we're looking for? C-26? Here they are. They're hidden in the morass of all of these. Desert color. It's a strange color. It's almost like the color that the German stuff was painted in Tunisia. I saw a very odd Italian tank at a game the other week. The spare track was wrapped around the turret, which created sort of a spiked collar look. Ah, that's Italian BSDM tank. Or is it BD? I don't know what the hell it is. Bondage. Italian bondage tank. The L640 is a cute tank. Of course, it's only armed with a 20 millimeter cannon, and, you know, that just doesn't cut it. That just doesn't cut it. And I don't like doing captured vehicles. So my interest in doing like a finished tank or something like that is like nil. I'm just not interested in doing a vehicle that's captured. Okay, so that's these two. These are done. Okay. Then we got to build 40 and 41, 40 and 41. That's the sprockets. These cutters are pretty amazing. You'd think, what do you need cutters for? Yeah. Now this is actually, looks like it's warped a little bit. Would have gone on a little earlier this morning, but I decided to play some Diablo with the missus. Haven't had much time to do that lately. Gotta say, this new version is more challenging than any of the other ones by a significant margin. And I always wonder, people that always complain, the game's not difficult, the game's not difficult. I said, well, if you want a challenge, why don't you get out of mom's basement and go get a job? Because things can be too much of a challenge. Is there that many people in the world that just raise their kids to like not be independent of anything? I know that my mother-in-law has a neighbor a couple of houses down, and the kids are fully grown. I mean, they're one of them. They both might be in their 30s, and neither one of them works. And it's like, dude, if something happens to you, your kids are like useless. They don't know how to function in the world. Never had a job. Like, what do they do? Sit around and play video games all day. Really? That's a really bad life skill. I mean, I like to goof around and everything else, but you gotta have some responsibilities. Some of these kids are your customers. Yeah, I just don't understand. I mean, if something happens to your parents, the kids have no skills. I thought that only happened in places like America. I figured somewhere out in the real world, like Malaysia, it's like, you act like that, you're going to starve. Okay, let's take out. I'm not going to use the clippers for this. These pieces aren't going to flex to the point where they're going to break. And do the idler. No, but they got these kids are almost like 30 years old. I don't think either one of them drives, and they don't want to drive. Like, I understand, like, look, I didn't have a privileged childhood, for, somebody in America. I'm like, I didn't get a car. I didn't get to drive when I wanted to, but I sure did want to. Here in Asia, it's a thing as well. Everybody gets spoon-fed, huh? All these kids are spoon-fed. Well, we need like another world war to straighten all our youth out. Is that what we need? Probably not. That's probably not a good solution. It probably would work, but that's not really the good solution. I don't understand that. I don't want to drive. I might kill somebody. My wife and daughter were out of town, and my mom, that lives just a couple doors down, just by sheer coincidence, just works out that way. Went out to lunch with her. She said, I'll come get you. I said, okay. So I come over, I walk outside. She's like, you want to drive? I told her, I always want to drive. Always. Always. Peace of mind is me driving. Even when we went to Colorado and I'd never driven in the snow before, I still wanted to drive. Guess what? Nothing happened. I played enough driving games. I knew what not to do. Yeah, if I wanted to have anything, I had to go work for it, so I'd rather not see everybody with stuff and me not have any, so I've pretty much worked since I was 15. What's the most common vehicles out there in Malaysia there, studio? Other than Hot Wheels. Since we know they all come out there. I would imagine it'd be some Japanese brand. Toyota or... Okay, so this consists of this piece with one of these in the middle and this one on the end. This piece with one of these in the middle and this on the end. All right, right, that's not going to cut it. We're going to need to get some soda. I'll be right back in a moment. I'm marking these things off just to make sure that there's not any confusion, but last time I followed the directions and it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. And I suspect the directions were wrong, but I'm just making extra sure that that is not the case. Okay, this is unidirectional. So it doesn't matter what order we put these in. Meaning both of those two sides are the same. And that has a prong that matches this one here. Now, I was watching a short that came up, suggested to me for whatever reason. It was a short about Henry Cavill talking about playing Warhammer 40K. I knew he'd played Warhammer, I just didn't know if it was 40K or the other one. I haven't played either one, but I would suspect I would prefer to play the fantasy one. I'm not really a big fan of science fiction stuff. I'm not going to tie these in. I'm just going to kind of leave them here in case I need them to rotate. Same thing, we'll just kind of set these in here and just see where they take us. Okay, now we have done this, we have done that, we have done that. So the only thing that's left is the part that I found was really, really tricky, is the pieces when you put them in there, it just didn't work out at all like what they expected you to do. So for this, we need to get these two pieces, which is C6 and C35. Not this one. $35. And C6 is this one. Okay. Okay, so this one is the one that goes on the inside. And facing it like this drawing right here. This one needs to be towards the top. That one's towards the bottom. These are in the middle. Okay, so this one goes basically like this. Okay, and then this one has no looks like this one goes through this end there, which means it would look like that. Okay. That looks legit. I hope the suspension on the other one isn't so messed up that it's an issue, but that looks right. So let's go ahead and glue this in place. Hey Nordic, well, I had one of your kind of evenings yesterday. I was up from 10 o'clock at night until 3:30 in the morning or so. It was bad. Between I had a neck ache that no matter how I laid, I was in pain. And I think I narrowed it down to this chair being 4 inches too high. I know that sounds stupid, but it's the only thing I can narrow it down to. Okay, the other one on the other side is C34 and C7. Here's C7. You have neck discomfort all the times. I freaking hate it. Yeah, it's no way you can It was bad. It was bad because I was in pain, and no matter how I laid, in what bed, I couldn't get it to go away. So I ended up having basically on this couch, sitting up, in the complete darkness. It's not like I was watching TV or reading and everything. It was like a case of the Chinese pebble torture. I was just like, man, make this evening end. I did finally fall asleep about 3:30, and my alarm goes off at 5 for work. That's the other thing. It was a work day, so if it wasn't a work day, whatever, you could sleep in. But I'm surprised I'm functioning. So here's the thing it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you which side they should be on over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror image this. I'm going to test fit this thing first. At least Amazon didn't utterly screw up an order to the point I had to cancel it, and now I don't care to order from Amazon anymore. So just return it. Go to the store and go to Kohl's and return everything. It's pretty easy to return stuff. Don't piss off Amazon. You won't have nobody left. I've had them screw up an order, but it's a pretty rare event. Everybody else screws up so much more than Amazon. You suffer from severe whiplash and complications, having neck issues the rest of your life. Yeah. Well, I remember at some point I'm like, let me raise this to give myself a height advantage. And right there, I think, is where I just bent myself over. I just really screwed myself on that one. I think I got mild whiplash a long time ago. We're talking like 1993. 1993. And I was going really slow. I wasn't driving in like a really small pickup truck, like an Isuzu. Remember those Isuzu pups? And I was coming back from a party, and it was right at homecoming where they had all these floats and stuff here in town. And we were looking at them, and all of a sudden the car in front of us came to a complete stop. And the person that was driving the vehicle that I was in didn't notice, and I spiderwebbed it. I hit the windshield, like with this top of my head, and cracked their windshield. And I remember, surprisingly, that it wasn't as painful as I would have thought it was. And I had a seatbelt on. I don't really go anywhere without a seatbelt, so. Let's see, which is this other one? And ever since then, I occasionally get neck discomfort. And since it's basically a variance of a headache, I can't stand it. You said enough and canceled the damn order. Something must have been wrong with their system because I was putting in the right info. Oh well. Sometimes you'll have a bad experience that other people won't. I don't know exactly how it works. Okay. Now the track part that I'm not going to glue in. Because if you glue it in, then you end up melting these little prong things off. You refuse to pay for Amazon Prime because I will not use it aside from this one order, and the shipping for the clipper was like $20, and it wouldn't get in until September. So no, go with that BS. Oh, well, I honestly don't know anything about Amazon without Prime, so I've never had Amazon, not had Prime, but what is it, like $75 a year or something like that? This is really cool material. I really don't like the idea of paying for something and then with the idea of possibly getting something for your money's worth later. Like, you know, a membership at like Sam's or something like that. Oh, you got to pay for the privilege of doing what the hell? You know, I'm not a fan of that mechanic. You know, the discount with Old Glory miniatures, unless I'm going to turn around and order something right there. Kickstarter, you know, all those kind of things just doesn't really interest me. We're usually ordering from Amazon at least at least once a month, at least. And there's no way it's that low. You know, you can't find stuff in stores. Where are you supposed to get things? All right. Let's close these blinds up. Starting with this side. This is a piece that's almost here towards the end. It's not right on the end. It's a few from the end. So it's this one. Wraps all the way around and it ends up over here. And this one supposedly goes right here. But that doesn't make sense that there's one of these right here. So let's take a look at it again. Yeah, these instructions just aren't right. These instructions aren't right. This is here. If you wrap it around, there's the sprocket on the front. You're going to end up with this one, not where it should be. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Are these both the same? They are not. Aha. Let's try this one over here. Okay, now, when we put this here, you go all the way around this thing. Okay, that one goes there. The other one goes here. And then this wraps around the idler and ties in there. Okay, so that went really well. That went really well. Tracks are things I most dislike about 1/72nd scale. I don't know. I don't happen to have the biggest problem with them. That's this side. And over here, this one goes here. Goes all the way around. That one ties there. That ties in here. Well, that one went a lot better. I mean, like a lot better. Okay, so let's flip this so it's back going the same way we want. C2, C2, C61, C3. So I'm not going to glue it on those spots there, because if I do that, it's going to break the weld and now thing's loose. Okay, so we need a pair of C2s. That's these two. C2, C2 goes here. C3 is here. And C61 is this one. So like when we put this one in, this one doesn't have anything that holds it in place. It just flat out goes in there. Okay. Let me put the ones that actually tie it into place first. This is C2 and has a prong that's going to go through this one up here at the top. Cool. And then this prong goes towards the bottom one, and then this one goes through both. Have you thought about earth shade pastels for weathering? A small set can be very cheap. Yeah, I think you ordered some the other day. The AK ones? So I gotta be careful that this little prong, I'm not going to put any glue on that to the track. Because it'll melt. And then the next thing you know, you got the track all loose and shit. It didn't tell you to do that. So we're going to come in here. And this one, that one prong, what's going to happen is the suspension on the other tank is going to look like shit compared to this one. That's what's going to happen. Okay, next one. Okay, same thing with this, except the prong is towards the bottom this time. Okay, and then this one's the one that has the prong on the top of the bottom, and that'll go through both. So maybe, just maybe, the instructions aren't that bad. I just wasn't anal retentive enough when I built the other one. Which means I'm probably not the only one that got it wrong, because I'd hazard most people that build models are probably a little more haphazard than I am. Okay, and this one has a prong at the top and the bottom. And this one has no prongs to hold anything into place. Okay. And we'll do the same thing over here. We'll put the two C2s here, a C61 and a C3. All right, same thing. These towards the back. These have one prong to hold that track in place. It's actually pretty ingenious. It looks pretty good. It really looks pretty good. Abdi, welcome. This is a Zvezda Panther D, like they had at Kursk, and 1/72nd scale. I've already built one of these, and this was going a lot better than the first one. The track is actually pretty unique. Texture paste, huh? Okay, so this one has the prong down here. Yeah, so what I was doing on the last one is I'd put a blob of glue and weld this thing together. And the problem is these prongs are so thin that it would eat through them, and then it was nothing holding on to it. So I'm just putting them through this track, but they're not glued into that spot. There we go. Now we will put that on that prong. And this is the one that has a prong on the top and on the bottom. Okay, that'll hold this into place. And the last one has no prongs at all. Now I'm actually scared to look at the suspension on the other tank because it's probably something wrong with it. See if I can find it readily. This is like superb. They did a really good job with this. This the Panther? Yeah, this is the Panther. I'm scared to see what's wrong with this thing. Okay, yeah, something's off with it. I don't know exactly what it is. These wheels actually look like they stick out past the track. And you can see here they don't. This thing was a nightmare to put together. Oh well. It is a wargaming model. It's going to look... it's going to be plenty good. But I'm glad that the second one turned out better. As it should. Yeah, these are sitting pretty far down. I'm pretty happy with how these are. This is a weird material. It's almost like hard plastic, but it's like bendy. It's really kind of cool. They put some thought into that. I am gonna go ahead and weld the two pieces together, and the other one is up here. This is so much better than the first time. So okay, well that's complete. Knocked this thing out of the park. Everything over here is done. I never did glue this wheel, which ultimately doesn't really matter. You can access it from the back. That'll glue in time. Okay. All right, let's get the hole out here. Make sure my neck's doing all right. I think it is. How close are we getting to 9? Probably should stop at 9. Just don't want to take it, overdo it tonight, considering I've only gotten like 1 hour of sleep. I do not want that neck ache to come back. Just got to get it close. And then sandpaper can do the rest. Okay. Well, you know, the reason I do this, I do it for me. Because if I don't film what I'm doing, I can go, oh, shiny, and be done in 15 minutes. I don't get anything accomplished. But because I wait for people to show up here, I don't want to leave you guys hanging after a certain amount of time. I don't know, we just talk about all kinds of shit. You know? Sometimes it's stuff probably we shouldn't be talking about. I believe correctly, the top and the bottom fit on here really nicely without even glue. Maybe. We don't have to glue them on there yet. We're going to have all kinds of pieces parts on here. Yeah, I pretty much stream everything. It's very rare that I work on something not online with you guys. It's just easy. It's just easy. I can go back and look and see, oh, how did I do something? And it's just mainly it's just so I can stay on track. Otherwise, I'll get distracted. And, you know, the fact that anybody would find this of any value while I'm doing this is, you know, is an added bonus. All right, we got 4 periscopes that go up here at the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, they're right here. And then C46, which is hanging around here somewhere. Might be on the other sprue. There she is. Your problem is I focus too much on your models and finish them way too fast. Yeah. A Panther, yes, Panther D. Don't mention the Normans. Or as they're known by some people, the ultra rich. Beware the ultra rich. Yeah, you can't. I enjoy working on this hobby, but not if I have to get it done by a certain time, because then I'm stressed out. And I'm way too stressed out with time constraints and shit at work. And the last thing I want to do is bring that crap here. You know, when are they going to get done? They'll get done when they get done. And that's when they'll get done. Getting things done by a certain time, that just doesn't cut it anymore. It just doesn't cut it. All right, let's take this guy here. That's a good way to get burned out. Well, I don't want to fire up the airbrush anytime soon because, man, it is just so stinking hot here. Unbelievably so. Okay, Abdi, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you. Perfect. Now, if I remember correctly, this is actually the side that's going to be showing. Now, even though I was pretty careful cutting these things out, I noticed one of these guys came up missing. And I cut it out and it didn't fly anywhere. And yet, it's still not here. So, we're going to keep on going. And I'm sure it's here at the floor somewhere. I have a pretty clear floor, so we'll take a look at that later. Maybe tomorrow morning before I vacuum. But, you know, if it happens to me, it's happening to other people all the time. Okay. That's the division slot that goes there. How close are we to 9 o'clock? Let me check on one thing. I'll be right back. Rewind? Well, I can't rewind on live. I don't know where it is. It's here somewhere. I don't have carpet or anything. I mean, my room's like never been cleaner, so it'll either turn up or it won't. I'm not worried about it. But I can't rewind on it being live. So, like I said, if it happens to me, I know it. I know damn well it happens to everybody. So, got all these little pieces here that are not part of the equation. It's still not attached there. Shit happens. Shouldn't have you build those things anyways. All right. C23. One of these right here. One of those. And then C11. Okay. And then C44. Might be on the other one here. It is. This one you'll use these cutters. and C24, which is super delicate. Okay. You just realize it's National what day? I have this thing on my feed, and it's a freaking heart, okay? And it's National Cat Day, extra treat time. Oh man, I don't feel like having Chinese today. National Cat Day. Do the cats know that? Makes the building of the panther very appropriate. Well, big cat. I'm still floored that you played Normandy Firefight. You're the first person I've come across. I don't know why so many people like have an aversion to skirmish gaming. I don't know why. I mean, this piece is totally misrepresented. You know, it's a box with basically wire coiling around it. Well, the box is for the jack with the wire coiled around it. Here it's not shown with anything coiled around it. I mean, it looks better with it coiled around it, but... How did you even find out it was National Cat Day? Obscure obscurities. Small one and a big one. The cat told you. I'm not a pet person, but there was one guy that I used to game with that had a really cool cat. And generally, I don't care for cats because generally they don't care for you. But this cat was cool. His name was Jake. And he'd come sit on your lap, and he generally wanted to hang out with you. Not like, hey, feed me, you bastard. It was like some back and forth. Jake, how the hell do I remember his name? He was all white. And he was, I guess, short-haired. He wasn't super fuzzy. He was a cool cat. My daughter's allergic. I'm not. I never grew up with any pets. Okay, a couple C48s, which are the headlights. And it looks like they're over here. It's these two pieces here. The cat will often sit with me at the computer to watch what I'm doing. Very cuddly. Oh, there you go. There's a purpose. Not just have something like, hey, what the hell are you gonna have to for me? And then, then leaves and doesn't give you any kind of companionship. You don't have one of those cats that's created all kinds of disasters on your game table or anything, have you? I don't think I would do well with that, Oh, the cat destroyed all your miniatures. What the what? Okay, there's the two headlights. C18. Normally firefighters, true skirmish game. There's a set of rules, actually. I think I bought them. On eBay many, many years ago. Then I photocopied the rule book. And then I sold the game. Figured, I could probably integrate. Hell no. It's just too freaking complicated. Sniper. It's an old SPI game, Sniper. I just couldn't wrap my head around. That's about the time period when I just got around to. When I turned about 30, I have no interest in reading rules just for the sake of reading them. It's not that I don't want to learn how to play the game correctly. It's just that reading the rules is kind of. You just get to the point where you just read sentence after sentence and you're like, what the hell did I just read? Happy Cat Day. Day of the Pussy. How did cats get the pussy name? I wonder what is. when did cats become pussies? Okay, that goes there. C47 is a fire extinguisher. I don't know how a fire extinguisher that small is going to make a difference. That's what you got to be careful. That thing's spinning off the table and landing right on top of your foot. I have to put boxes over your figures or the cat will knock them onto the floor. Yeah, I wouldn't be very happy if the cat did that. I thought they're supposed to be like really good with balance and knock things over. They just generally don't care. Hey, get this shit out of my space. Okay, C43, we got to put the spare tracks on there. Oh, getting ahead of myself here. Okay, X side goes out towards the outside. And then this goes to the top. Right. And we have one there and one there. They don't care. My brother and I had a rule for our sci-fi games that if the cat knocked over a figure, then the model was killed. Cats in space. Look out, large kitten. Okay, we'll put the cable on last after we're done with everything else. What do we got left here? Doing the opposite side. Back with food. What are we eating? Damn it, you had to say food and I'm hungry. Oh, the footprint of this thing is bigger than the JS2. Well, they're similar. It's just a lot taller than JS2. Okay, on this side, we have a shovel, cube steak, baked in cream of mushroom soup and mashed potatoes. You can take a good nap after that. Sounds good. I bet Rick would do a great job of cooking that. Okay, there's those two items. A hatchet. You cook for the other people that you live with, that live with you? And they do the cleanup, right? I think that's what you were saying, is they do the... Here's 49. Definitely need the clippers for this one. And then C42, which is here. Jagd Panther should be the same footprint as this one. It is a big vehicle. It's a good looking vehicle. It's a good looking vehicle. Nasty gun. Nasty, nasty gun. 88L71. Then this breaker bar, I guess. Something like that. Okay, well it's 9:15. I better not stick to this any longer. I don't want to get that pain in the neck I got yesterday, but we got pretty far along with this guy. And it should turn out looking just fine. But as always, thanks for stopping by, folks. We'll catch you guys either tomorrow or the next day.